Hello ladies and gentlemen, GamingMedley here, and welcome to my series MedleyTalks, where I give you a variety, or should I say, a medley, of my thoughts concerning the latest and greatest in gaming news. You might notice me sounding a bit sad right now. That's because we are going to talk about Deus Ex Mankind Divided and the new pre-order system that they have set up today. Now, I know Total Biscuit has done a video on this. I have not watched it yet, alright? So anybody who's gonna be like, Hey, this is a copy of Total Biscuit's video. I noticed Total Biscuit talked about this, and it seems like you're really plagiarizing right now. I am not, good sir. I am not. So, I'm just going to ramble on about this for a bit. This is going to be freeform. I usually do scripts for my videos in terms of like the newsy stuff. I don't do scripts for my Let's Plays, obviously. Those are spontaneous, but I usually do scripts for this kind of free commentary type thing. I won't be doing that today, I'll just be talking about this. So, first of all, what do I actually think about this Mankind Divided pre-order? Well, for those of you who don't know, it's basically a tiered pre-order bonus. The first tier just involves you getting different skins and maybe a few different weapons for Adam, the main character of Deus Ex, if you pre-order the game. The second tier gets you either a digital art book or a digital OST sampler. The third tier gets you an extra mission in the game. The fourth tier gets you a digital comic book or a digital novella. And the fifth tier gets you access. It gets you access to the game 4 days before the official release date. So you might have noticed me saying either or in there. That's because you don't actually get everything in this tiered pre-order bonus setup. You get a variety of options, and then you get to, as they say, customize your loadout, choose your own rewards out of these tiers. So you won't even be getting everything, you'll just be getting certain things. And this is extremely disappointing to me. It's also kind of surprising to me, and I will tell you why. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is by Square Enix. Now, for Deus Ex Human Revolution, there was also a little bit of a pre-order bonus thing where you would get a lot of extra cash in-game if you pre-ordered the game. That wasn't so bad because you could essentially choose to use it to make yourself overpowered, or you could just choose to save it up and use it when you needed it. I had no problem with that. I mean, I normally don't like stuff that gives you an in-game advantage if you pre-order a game, because essentially the company that's publishing the game is just saying, hey, if you take a chance with our game and if you end up being lucky and it ends up being good, we'll give you a bonus. I think that's kind of despicable behavior. Companies shouldn't be trying to coerce their fan base into playing a game like that. If you have to coerce your fan base into playing your game, it's probably not very good. But I didn't have as much of a problem with the Human Revolution pre-order because it was less impactful. You could choose whether or not you wanted to use it, and people are going to be like, well, you can choose to use the skins. Yeah, but getting into a game 4 days earlier than everybody else, especially for a single player title, especially for YouTubers and people like me, is a very, very, very decided benefit. And there are other things about this pre-order tiered bonus that are decidedly more game-breaking or decidedly more intrusive upon your gameplay, I guess would be the right way to say it, than the Human Revolution one. Now, the reason I was surprised about this is because Mankind Divided is being done by Square Enix. I mentioned that earlier. You might be saying, so what, you just talked about how Human Revolution had kind of the same thing. Yes, however, Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn and its expansion Heavensward had very, very fair pre-order and collector's edition bonuses. So essentially, if you pre-ordered, you got stuff, and you also got that same stuff if you got the deluxe edition of the basic copy of the game, I guess would be the right way to say it. That stuff was all very fair. You got a helmet or two helmets if you got both the Heavensward one and just the Realm Reborn one. You got a few helmets which would increase the passive XP you gained and the active XP you gained from quests and killing enemies and stuff like that up until level 10. You got a few mounts and you didn't really get anything else. Now, levels 1 through 10 in every MMO are super quick anyways, so it barely had any gameplay impact. Those helmets did not do that much for you. And the mounts, you get a basic one anyways, so it's not like getting the mount actually benefited you in any way. It wasn't like you were allowed to access your mount earlier than other players were allowed to access their normal mount they got in the game. No, it was just to look cool. So that's a very fair pre-order and collector's edition bonus system right there. All you get are items that, even if they are in-game, serve basically only cosmetic purposes or don't even serve any gameplay purpose at all, which is how it should be. And that is totally not what this is. I'm going to go over what you get in just the first tier, which is if you pre-order this game right now, you get the first tier of pre-order stuff unlocked. So you can choose between 3 essentially skin styles for Adam, the main character. You can choose between the Intruder Pack, which is your stealthy pack. It gives you Adam's trench coat and his pistol, which includes a silencer, laser, recoil, and accuracy upgrade. You also get 2 EMP grenades, 5 packs of 10mm pistol ammo, and 1,000 credits, and a praxis point to boost your proficiency in your augmentation of choice. The other options are the Enforcer Pack, which lets you take a more combat-heavy route. It gives you Adam's combat armor and combat rifle, including a hollow sight reload and capacity upgrade from Deus Ex Mankind Divided, 2 HE grenades, 5 packs of 5.56mm combat rifle ammo, 1,000 credits, and a praxis point, just as the Intruder Pack. And the final one is the Classic Pack, which gives you Adam's iconic combat armor, trench coat, and revolver from Deus Ex Human Revolution. In addition, you receive 1 pack of ammo for your revolver, 1,000 credits, and a praxis boost once again. So this stuff is already very enticing. For anybody who's played the last Deus Ex games, they're going to want to pick this up because they can get the classic Adam stuff. They can get the revolver from Deus Ex Human Revolution, they can get his classic armor, they can get his classic trench coat. There are also various enticing parts of this, which include the fact that you will presumably just be immediately more powerful than you normally would be starting up the game if you get this stuff. This isn't just some passive XP game like we saw in Final Fantasy XIV or Realm Reborn. This is you get new armor, you get a new weapon, you get upgrades for that weapon, you get grenades, you get ammo packs, you get 1,000 credits. This has a whole lot of shit that you get for just buying this, which makes it very enticing for me. Just personally, I know that when I see this stuff and I'm like, I could get a skin that nobody else in my mind has, I could look unique from everybody else in the game. This sounds awesome. I want this. That's where my mind goes when I see this, and that's where most people's mind goes. You get the chance to feel like you're unique. You get the chance to feel like you have something that nobody else has. We'll see even more of this if we go on into Tier 2, where we get the digital art book or the digital OST sampler. So the OST sampler gives you various music tracks from Michael McCann, the award-winning composer who crafted the tracks in Deus Ex Human Revolution, or you get the digital art book, which is you gain access to art from the game. Now, that's not that great. I personally am not too interested in either of those, but it doesn't really matter if you're interested in the Tier 2 stuff, because if you are looking at these tiers, you will have already pre-ordered the game. Whether or not you like the Tier 2 stuff is inconsequential, because you will have already got your special Adam stuff. The Tier 2 stuff is just a nice little addition on top of it. Maybe if you're super into art or super into music to like an unreasonable level, you would think this is the coolest thing ever. But Tier 3 is where it really starts to get very infringent upon the boundaries of what's ethical to be offered in a pre-order bonus, because Tier 3, they offer you an extra in-game mission. Reasons I don't think this is okay is, in summary, everything. It is not okay for companies to cut content out of a game prior to release only to release it behind a paywall before the game is even out. We saw this with Mass Effect. Anything that has day one DLC that directly affects the game in any way other than just a simply cosmetic form is absolutely not acceptable. We should not be allowing gaming companies to offer to us things that will directly affect our gameplay experience if we just get it, I don't know, 6 months before it comes out. This game comes out in February 2016, by the way. That's the current release date, is in February 2016. So you're going to be waiting for months and months, and they've already released this because they know that people are already going to jump on it without even knowing anything about the game. We saw one gameplay demo and we have a bunch of trailers. Let me tell you something. For the past few conventions, gameplay demos have been shit. You saw this with that Ubisoft, post-action commentary that they do over their game demos now, where it sounds like a group of friends are playing co-op, or it sounds like maybe the characters are talking to each other and it sounds super cool, and you've got one guy saying go over there, I'll cover you, and then you've got another woman saying right, I'll blast out the wall, and you've got all this shit going on. In-game, none of that's going to be there. That totally skews your perception. Whether or not you know that that's not actually live commentary or in-game commentary is irrelevant, because even if you say to yourself, okay, well obviously the game's not going to be like that, in the demo you still saw those characters talking, and it still added this whole cool factor to the visual imagery you were getting that made you like the game more than you would have if it would have just been silent or just what the characters would actually say in the game. It's totally unrepresentative. I do not trust any company. I don't care who they are. I don't trust Blizzard. I don't trust Bethesda. Hell, I don't even necessarily trust CD Projekt Red, even though those guys are some of the most upfront, honest people in the gaming industry right now. I don't trust anything I see anymore in gameplay demos. Is it fucked up? Yeah, it is fucked up, but it also makes total and complete sense because a lot of the shit you see in pre-release gameplay demos is just absolute bullshit. We don't know if this game is going to look like the gameplay demos they've showed us. If it does, that's fucking awesome. It's going to be an amazing game. I love Deus Ex. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward as all hell to this game. But every other Deus Ex game has been complete and utter shit. Let's make no mistake of that. Invisible War was absolutely horrific. They've released a bunch of bootlegs, a bunch of spin-offs. There's like a 50-50 chance that this is really going to carry on the Deus Ex name. So far, every other one has also been good, which means people are hoping for this, and it looks like it's going to be good. But you have no assurance that it will be good. So you have no assurance that this extra in-game mission that you're going to be getting if you pre-order this game is actually going to be worth playing through. And yet people will buy this pre-order just to get that in-game mission, and why wouldn't they? Of course they will. If you don't buy this pre-order and Tier 3 doesn't get unlocked, the company is essentially saying, sucks to be you. Fucking take it up the ass. Because if you had given us more money before you even knew what our product was actually like or whether it was good, you would have gotten that extra in-game mission. If we don't reach Tier 3, if this pre-order bonus thing they have going on right now doesn't reach Tier 3, that mission will not be released to us. Of course, they could turn around and be like, well guys, you tried, you gave it a good old college try, guys, so we're going to be nice and release this mission to you. They could do that. Chances are they won't. And there's a very simple reason, because it makes them look like absolutely hypocritical assholes. If people knew that all they had to do was just not give in to this pre-order and they would just get the mission anyways, nobody would pre-order it. So what would be more likely to happen is they would say, suck it up. Next time, maybe if you give us $3 more million, we might give you that extra mission. And that is absolutely fucking unacceptable. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your beliefs about pre-ordering are. If you are getting content that other people are not simply because you pre-ordered a game that is running under a defunct, absolutely horrific, anti-consumer, tier pre-ordering based system, it's just fucking scummy. This whole practice. What they're doing right now is fucking scummy as shit, and I hate it. Let's move on to Tier 4. Tier 4 is a digital comic book and a digital novella. So essentially you can learn more about characters from Human Revolution with the novella, or you can explore the world of Deus Ex further through this digital comic book. Now, neither of these are compelling options to me, at least. It's kind of like Tier 2, it's just like nice little flavor stuff that the art team might have put a little time into, that you could read it, you could not, you would still get the same amount of shit you get out of the game either way. Once again, all we're seeing here is a buffer to what's really important for a lot of people, which is a 4-day early release. What the fuck is this shit? A 4-day early release for a single player game. This right here fucking sucks. You know why? Because as much as I fucking hate this pre-ordering tier-based bonus system, I might actually pre-order this game just so there might be a chance that I get in on that 4-day early release. And I know a lot of people who are in the same area I am, who are in the YouTube sphere, who are in the reviewing sphere, who are in the gaming sphere in general, and are putting themselves out there, and are small, and are not going to be getting this game from the publisher early, are going to jump on this. Because that means if Tier 5 is unlocked, even if these people didn't get this game early from a publisher, as most highly rated or as most Let's Players with massive audiences or reviewers with large audiences will, they still get a shot at getting that day one first video out, which can make or break a small gaming channel or a small gaming site. That day one access, that chance, that sliver of a hope that you can get your content out there before anybody else's and it could go viral. That is a business decision. This last bonus makes pre-ordering this a financially savvy business decision for people like me, and I will tell you why. Because if I get this game and the Tier 5 pre-order bonus gets unlocked, I get this game 4 days early. That means that I can get my videos out potentially 4 days earlier than anybody who had the morals not to do the pre-ordering thing will. That means I have a chance at getting a video that goes viral. That means I have a chance at getting a review up much earlier. That means I have a chance of getting my Let's Play up much earlier. That means I have a chance of making more videos faster so that my videos will pop up when people YouTube Deus Ex Mankind Divided. The people who had the moral strength to not give in to this pre-order, unless they got the game from the publisher, will be left out to rot in the sun for those 4 days. And by the time they finally get into the game, people will have already been making videos. And for those of you who don't know, one video is all it takes to make or break a channel. If you look at my channel right now, you will see that I have a whopping 10 total subscribers. What you will also notice is that a select few of my videos have done much better than others. Some of my videos have gotten 2 views, but a few, namely the gaming news ones, and the Everything You Need to Know About Blank Game series, have gotten much higher views. The reason for this is simple. They're videos about things people want to know about, and they're also early access videos. I released my Everything You Need to Know About Mad Max video 1 day prior to the game coming out. Instantly 125 views. Whether people like the video or not is irrelevant because that's driving traffic to my channel and at least a few of those people subscribed. I just released Everything You Need to Know About Otherland, the MMORPG. Whether or not that game is good, and whether or not people who watch that video end up playing it is completely inconsequential. What matters is that those people watched that video because it was the newest video on the game that had been made in at least 4 months. Within 4 hours of that video going out, it already had 75 views, which is fairly significant if you consider the fact that I have 10 subscribers. That would mean all 10 of them watched it, which I know for a fact that they did not. And it would also mean that 75 people actually found this video, which was buried in like the 5th page of Otherland videos. That's the kind of length people will go to get content of a game before it comes out, because then they can make their own informed purchasing decision. It doesn't matter if we have to suck it up and play a shit game before anyone else. What people want to know is whether the game is good, and they want to know information about it before they get it. That's what all the financially savvy people do. So this 4-day early release is a huge deal to people in the public sphere of gaming because it gives them an advantage in terms of driving traffic to themselves that they otherwise wouldn't have. I absolutely hate this system, and I might pre-order this game just because of that. And you know what? It's absolutely fine, because if this game turns out to be shit, if you get past the, say, 10th hour of the game, and that's where they poured all their development time into, and you get into the 11th hour and this game is absolutely fucking shit, then I can just turn right back around and 1 day before the release a video saying, PSA, do not buy Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I still will have sucked it up and got that pre-order. But there are going to be a hell of a lot more people watching that video called "Don't buy this giant game coming out" that will make me a hell of a lot more money than I spent just pre-ordering this game should it turn out to be shitty. And if it turns out to be good, then I have the first videos on the internet up of this amazing game, which will drive traffic to me. This is absolutely despicable to have this early release. Obviously, the consequences of this were not thought about at all from Square Enix. It's just absolutely horrific. So obviously, the fact that this mission is being released and the fact that this early release is a part of this pre-order bonus system, this absolutely kills any hype I had for this game. And it should kill any hype you had for this game too. Make no mistake, I'm not saying that you should pre-order this game if you're in the public gaming sphere. I'm saying that nobody should pre-order this garbage. Because this game should have to fucking come out and show us its stripes and earn its respect before people give in and start buying shit for it. The developers of games should not be trying to convince us their game is good by shoving a orgy of skins and art and missions and early releases at us. We shouldn't need that to buy this game. There is absolutely no reason for this pre-order bonus to exist, other than to fuck over the consumers and to split the fanbase of this game significantly. This is in no way acceptable, and I wish that they would take this down and it could just burn to a slow, fiery death, and the people who had already pre-ordered because of this would get their just comeuppance, and the company would say, look, sucks to be you, we reevaluated it, realized it was a horrific idea, we're taking it down, sorry, you don't get anything, here, we'll give you one gun. We'll give you one gun for pre-ordering when we have this thing up. That's what you get. That might be acceptable. But of course they won't do that, because this is probably making them shitloads of cash. Make no mistake, this is an eye-catching, appetizing lineup of shit you can get for this game. People are gonna see this and they're gonna think, oh fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to play as Classic Adam. I'm ready to get that early release and hop in a whole 4 fucking miserable days early. I'm ready to get that extra mission which features a skyscraper, I guess. I'm ready to go do shit in it. People are going to eat this shit up like it's the best German chocolate cake they've ever had, and even though they know it's a bad idea, they're gonna come right back around for more. This is absolutely despicable. I wish Square Enix would take this down, but they won't. So all I'm going to leave you with are simply my words. Do not give in to this. Do not pre-order it, whether or not it is a financially savvy business decision. Do not let developers run roughshod over you, as Square Enix is attempting to do with Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Let the game come out. See whether it's any good. The people who are going to tell you if it's any good don't need to buy this pre-order thing. They already have copies of this game. There's no reason for this to exist. You don't need this in order to find out if you're playing a good game. What you need to do is watch people like Total Biscuit, watch reviewers like Angry Joe, check out their opinion on the game, watch Let's Players like Jesse Cox, and see what they have to say about the game. Watch newscasters like Dodger, and see what they have to say about the game. Watch them. Don't get seduced into buying this pre-order tiered bonus bullshit because you think it will add something to your gaming experience. It might, but what's much more likely is that it's just going to take away from everybody else's. I absolutely hope that this thing is revised and taken down. It won't be, but I hope. Thank you all so much for listening. Leave a like, a dislike, a comment, a sub, whatever you think this video deserves. GM, out.